All right, do you know what day it is? It's Panthers on the Plus Day, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers preview. And, of course, we have him in here. My Ball brother, Eugene Robinson here. Right. We went down memory lane right before the show, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I was talking about that. Michael Irvin ran a little bit, talking about the difference between receivers back then and receivers now. And Michael Irvin, I think you're right. I mean, there's a – man, back in the day, you could hit a receiver, and Michael Irvin has been known. He come across the middle, he's going to catch that rock. He's that guy.
And he's going to take a big hit.
Oh, he's going to take a big hit, or he's going to make you miss and go down there. When he talking about he earned his championships, that dude is that guy. Could you play
DB in today's NFL?
Yes, you can, but it's really tailored now for that you really can't touch the receivers, and you got to be careful where you hit them and how you hit them. You got to be careful how you can't even land with all your weight on the quarterback now. And so that's, you think about you getting a sack, you pick up the quarterback, you're throwing them down. You got to be careful how you put them down. It's almost like a rule in wrestling. I'm a high school wrestling coach, that when you pick a guy up, you got to put them down softly so that they don't hurt themselves, and you're responsible.
We're going to get back to that because I have a question regarding DBs, specifically our DBs, specifically one all-star cornerback. But we'll get back to that. Man, I want to get your thoughts on this game. Let's recap Week 10 because, man, that was rough.
Surprised. I'm surprised.
Okay.
I'm surprised. Look, I went into this game thinking, as every other Carolina Panther fan, that we're going to blow these cats out the way. Layup. This should be easy money. They're 1-8. They had a new quarterback. They're trying to figure it out. All right, they're trying to figure out if they're able to stop Rico Dowdle by an 8-man front. I'm thinking that our offense is going to just crucify these cats. They're just going to absolutely destroy them. That was not the case. They said their strategy was, we're going to take away your run with an 8-man front. What I mean by 8-man front, you have a 3-4 defense, 4-3 defense. You got 7 people at the line of scrimmage. When you got an 8-man front, you bring a safety or another linebacker in the game down to shore up all the gaps on the offensive line so that there's no place to run the ball. All right, no place if you take gaps control unless you get beat by the offensive line. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, if they take away us and do that, take away Rico Dowdle, all right, Bryce, you're going to have a field day. They're going to go ahead and do play-action passes. They're going to be doing all kinds of the receivers should be eating.
But they dared Bryce. They said, Canales, Bryce, beat us. I dare you to. I triple dog dare you to.
That's exactly what they said. And they were right. I got to be truthful. It did not materialize. Coach Canales talked about having a balanced offense. When you take away that defense, the run game, you got to be able to rely on something else. We couldn't rely on it at all. As a matter of fact, as he mentioned too, there was 1 interception, but there was really 2 interceptions in there. There was a penalty that took one off the board. And so when you look at it, we didn't do enough to go ahead and win. But let me just add this to it. Even with all that, I would think that the 17-7 game, that the Saints would have blew us out by 34-7, right? I thought that. That was not the case. It's 17-7, and even in that bad performance, there's some margin there because we look like we could actually come back and win. I don't know. So, and that's the part that is frustrating everyone because you're saying, hold up, we played badly, but we still have a chance to kind of win. We were in the end zone. We got a chance to win. We had the red zone. There was a couple of red zone plays that after the field goal attempt that they touched, that we recovered, we get a first down. Then we do a jet sweep with Jimmy Horn, and he fumbles the ball.
He didn't even think he was getting the ball.
I don't think I'm not sure if he knows he's getting the ball or not. But whatever the play was, it didn't materialize, and you got to capitalize because I think that's the play that changed the game. I think that's the play right there that if we get that, and now you score, it's a totally different ball game.
Well, off that,
totally different ball game.
A lot of so there's been a lot of commentary about the Panthers. Mark Flair said on a recent podcast he called the Panthers offense pathetic against the Saints. But a lot of talk around Bryce, right? Bryce hasn't, even with the win streak, hasn't played like outstanding. He's been like a steady hand. Is he? And I asked you this earlier in the season. Is he the guy for the Panthers?
Okay, now last week when Bryce brought the team back, they were talking about he's one of the quarterbacks with fourth quarter wins, like fourth quarter wins.
They were praising him.
They were praising him, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater because right now the Panthers are up and down. And when they're up and down, then we go ahead and say, are you really the guy for the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people have jumped off the bandwagon like this. Now he ain't the guy because they want to see the win, the frustration.
Right.
The frustration is mounting because they see with the Saints that we should have been able to do something. And Bryce, you're a big part of that. You should have been able to go ahead and eat. Yeah. So I totally get it. But I'm not willing to go ahead and throw Bryce out.
But right also,
I'm just not willing to do that because I think there's a lot of football in him, and I think that game is when we talk. That's game with Coach Canales has to go ahead and get the guys in the right positions to take advantage of a team that's struggling, and that's gonna. And he said that's. Partly, that falls on him.
And I think also, too, to be fair to some of the critics, it's explosive plays. We're not getting a lot of explosive plays.
That's what Coach Canales said. They had more explosive plays. I mean, what I like about him is because he's level-headed and he knows, like, the film doesn't lie, and he's not trying to fabricate anything.
Right.
He's just giving it to him the real deal.
Yeah,
this is what we did. This is how to do it. No explosive. They got explosive. We did this. They did this. Look, we turned the ball over. We turned the ball over here. All right. They have more penalties. We didn't have more. We're in the red zone. We did not capitalize. He's being realistic, right? And I think this team, because of that, I think this team is trending upward. And I still think there's a way to go ahead and get into the playoffs because I think we're trending upward. And don't forget, even after the last losses that were been embarrassing that we had, we've come back and we've rectified that with a win.
And the NFC losses, some key losses.
Exactly,
in
because the people who lost in our division, that even though we lost, we're still at the same spot.
Right. I think the Saints were the only team that won. Obviously, they beat us.
Yes,
the only team that won in the NFC South. I gotta ask. So we played the. Played the Falcons. It was a blowout.
Watch out now.
That was a great win. Shout out to
30-0. Watch out now.
30-0. But we go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We face the Falcons.
I'm saying
it's kind of like the Spider-Man meme, right? Like we're have you seen that meme? But we're pointing at each other because inconsistent offenses. We both have a really good run games. Defensive line is our strong.
I agree. Strong suit.
But we go into their place. I know the Falcons got to be looking at that film and saying, we're going to do exactly what the Saints did. We have edge rusher Jalen Walker. Shout out to Salisbury. From Salisbury. He's been playing better. We have those guys, James Pierce. We're going to do the same thing. How do we get around that, work around that?
See, first of all, take the 30-0 win and throw that out of the window.
Okay.
This is a divisional opponent. The same thing the Saints were saying, look, I don't care that we're 1-8. Right. This is the division. Yeah. We know y'all. Y'all know us.
Yeah.
Atlanta, we know y'all. Atlanta knows the Carolina Panthers. Every time that 85 rivalry was it's always been a slugfest, dude.
Yeah.
They got Eugene Robinson down there, dog.
Yeah.
They got London down there, man.
Dogs.
They got some dogs who can eat, man. We know that. And don't you think, after they came from Germany and got beat up across the water.
Jonathan Taylor.
All right. Ooh. Jonathan Taylor put that thing on them, right? Don't you think Rico Dowdle was thinking the same thing? Like, this is a copycat league. So defensively, they'll say, all right, defensively, the Saints did this against y'all, 8-man front, boom. But offensively, the coach did this to y'all. So what do you think we're going to do? It's a copycat league. So it goes both ways. And then what's going to determine this is the rival and your want to, dude. This is going to determine the game. You're going to go down to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and I'm telling you, Atlanta's going to be ready. You better be ready to go ahead and fight. And a four quarters fight and get ready for a fifth quarter just in case. Just in case. Because it's going to be that type of thing there.
It could be the shootout like it was last year where we came.
My brother, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. So when I'm thinking about a divisional rivalry, the divisional rivalry takes precedence over any of the stuff over your 30-point win, over you overseas, all that stuff. Throw that all out the window. Yeah. We meet y'all down there. It's on site when I see you. It's on site when I see you.
One thing before we go to break, I gotta ask, man. That receiver room, I keep bringing it up. I know you get annoyed when
it's absolutely. I see the same thing.
T-Mac, he can't be the only guy. He's a rookie. What are we doing? Look, We need to put Jalen Coker on the outside, man. Put XL in the slot. They need to flip roles right now.
There's been a lot of chatter, and people have said the same thing that you said, but they've gone a step further.
Yeah,
they've said that T-Mac brings Coker in, and in that slot put Jimmy Horn. So people have. That's
just phasing him out.
I know. So everybody's saying that, and I think maybe the last game he might have had. XL had one target, and that was that one in the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm waiting for him to be that big receiver, Terrell Owens.
I don't think he's capable of that. Here's his ceiling, Deebo Samuel. That's who XL is. I don't think he's a TO.
You don't think he's a TO?
I don't think he's a TO. I could be wrong. I want to be wrong. Trust me. If we had a TO in the squad, trust me, I love him. I think he's a Deebo Samuel type of guy.
So, but even if you're saying he's a Deebo Samuels type of guy, I haven't seen XL run people over like Deebo does.
That is also true.
And I haven't seen him go ahead and like stiff arm a dude, catches a thing on a quick little slant, this and that, and just mollywop defensive backs. I haven't seen that.
Me neither.
And I'm waiting for XL to use that big size of his because he's a big receiver. Dude, box him out. Dude, if a defensive back gets on the corner, let him come up and you run the slant, and then put that big body on him, boom, put them big arms out there, box him out.
He wouldn't do that to you, though.
Dude, oh, no. No, I'm sorry. I don't even play quarter, but nah, dude. No. But you ain't doing it to me. Because there's way, you ain't doing that to me, dog. Because there's ways to go ahead and box out a defensive back.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez would box me out. He's too big.
Yeah.
You know, you get big tight ends typically, but he has that type of size.
He is. He's a big guy.
And so what I have to do with Tony Gonzalez, man, I got to play his hands. I got to go ahead and try to rip the ball. I got to attack. I got to do it after the fact, after he catches the ball. Sometimes you have to concede that. He has, and this XL, this is not trying to disparage you. You got that type of size and ability to do that. So what I'm saying to you is that I'm hoping that you would be able to use what you got because, dude, you're big. That's a commodity that most big receivers have over smaller receivers. Is that reach advantage, wingspan. I can box you out. Oh, I can moss you. He got that. He has all those tools to go ahead. I would love to see those displayed.
I would love to see it too, XL. I'm not giving up on you. I ain't
giving up on him either.
I have my doubts. And I like to call out Vote. Shout out Nick Scott, because I'm not going to call you out this week. We're going to take a quick break here on Live. I was about to say Live Impact News. Panthers on the Plus. You know what it is. Ball Brothers Panthers Preview, Week 11. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, Week 11 here on Panthers on the Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers Preview. Okay, we talked about the Panthers offense. Let's get to the defense. Defense has been the bright spot for the Panthers.
They didn't do badly.
They didn't do bad. I want to go back. I want to circle back because we were talking about DB play and how it's different from when you play versus how it's played now. I want to get to J.C. Horn because there's a lot of folks who were beating up on J.C. because he gave up a couple of big plays. But some of that stuff, at least one of those big plays, I thought was offensive pass interference.
See, the play that you're talking about is the first play with Olave down that deep ball down the right-hand side of the field, and it was a deep go route that shucked through down the field. They were in great position.
Yeah.
Now, here is the difference, and this is my contention.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but this is what I think. So the technique that he employed is that when he's running with the receivers, he's facing the receiver.
Yeah.
So he's running with them, facing him. Boom. The ball's coming. The ball is over the top of your head. All right? And now, if he's going to face him, he's going to continue that technique. The problem with that technique is when you look at the ball, you got to do like this and raise your head.
Yeah.
And it moves your body out of position.
Yeah.
It is easy.
Yeah.
For a receiver to just touch you because when you're moving, it'll push you out of the way.
Yeah.
You'll fall down. And that's easy.
That's what Olave did.
Okay. Now, the converse of that is you're running down the field and you're facing them. There's a certain point down the field you get that you turn your back to the receiver and you run with them. And now when you're running, I'm running with you, and I'll keep gauge you because I'll take my elbow and I'll swing it so I can still feel you. And then I'll lean my back on you so that when the ball's coming, I'm leaning on you and get in position so that if you try to jump, my elbow can keep you from jumping, right? And I can control you. He didn't do that. That's the technique he didn't do. He did the first technique. The first technique, when you have to look at the ball and you have to spot it because you think you're trying to get the interception, if he pushes you just a little bit, you'll fall. It's easy to get knocked off balance. It's easy. So I think that he was a victim of technique. My guy, Dave Brown, who had 62 interceptions in the league, all right, he said alignment, assignment, and technique. What technique do you employ on man-to-man when you're in man-to-man coverage is critical to you either stopping a play or you either being the goal. I mean, being the guy who gives up the play.
I mean, because all season he has been the guy who hasn't given up the play. Great technique.
Great technique.
I think it's just a couple of spots, big spots, where his technique was just not there.
Well, it's also because let me say to J.C. Horn's defense of that, I love that technique when you're in the red zone. Because it's shorter, and then it's almost like you're like a jump ball that you're fighting for a jump ball. Right, so I like that. But I don't like the technique when you're in the field when it's a long go. Right. Because if he pushes you, because you're running with so much momentum. Red zone is less momentum because you're in a little tussle. Right. Jump ball. Running down the field, you're running down the field. See the ball, he pushes you a little bit, you can fall.
And it just
knock you off balance.
And this week he has Drake London again, which he did a great job against Drake London. But I know Drake London is looking at that film. Chris Olave 8 last week. He's like, all right, man, look, it's time for me to get my face back. Look, it's time for me to get to work.
But go ahead and try J.C. Horn if you want to. Don't forget the previous 2 weeks he had like 2 interceptions in one game. Go ahead and try him if you want. You better try the other side. Because I'll tell you what. They're going to go ahead and try J.C. And J.C.'s going to shut that down.
And then Mike Jack. I guess what your message should be to Mike Jack.
My message to Mike Jack is that, hey, Mike, they're going to go ahead and try J.C. And when they realize that they can't try him, guess who they're going to throw the ball at? You. You better get ready for it.
One guy on that offense for Atlanta's offense that I am, he's a victim to an inconsistent offense, right? And that's Eugene Robinson. Like, that dude is the truth. He is a beast, and he could break one in an instant.
Anytime.
He's explosive. He's a big dude too.
He kind of reminds me of like Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry, that type of
Texas. He's in that Texas.
Yeah, I mean, he just got that size, and he's fast. Yeah. And he'll run you over, and he'll run around you. He got the whole package, right? So that's not going to be lost on the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. I think our defensive front is one of the better fronts in the league, and I think that we can stop him and really tell Penix to be one-dimensional. Okay, we want you to throw the ball now and see if you can hit these people.
But no Trevin Wallace, who was really spectacular against the Falcons. That was kind of his coming out party right there.
Yeah, and now Roseboom is, because I think he's hurt now, and so Roseboom is going to have to be that guy with the green dot. Yeah. And they're going to have to bring in, I forget the guy's name.
We got a lot of new guys.
I got to get a new linebacker who's going to get in, who's going to be playing, who actually played well when Wallace went out the game too. So it's just escaping me. But in the event, defensively, this is where we make our bread and butter. We got to keep points off the board. We got to if we can keep them to 13, 17 points, that's a good thing, because we are able to score 24, 27 points a game.
Yeah, look, I brought up the question: is Bryce the guy? Look, Falcons fans are looking at Penix like, I don't know if you're the guy.
I know that they're looking at Penix as, hey, I thought Penix was going to be. Here's all the speculation that you get. All right, do you remember when John Elway came out? Yeah. John Elway, is he the guy? No. Peyton Manning, is he the guy? No. If you look at what they did their very first season, you'll go, oh man. Now when you look at overtime and see how well they perform, you go, oh man, those are the growing pains you got to take, man. So that's why I'm not so inclined to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm going to do it because I'm like, at that position at quarterback, Okay, C.J. Stroud came in. Everybody's talking about C.J. Stroud. Everybody talking about C.J. Stroud now?
No.
Nope. Everybody's talking about Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
Boom. Anybody talking about Jalen Daniels? All right. It's a rarity to have a great first season for rookies, and then you got to let them grow. They got to grow within the system. That's what they have to do. And then they become a Warren Moon, or become a Joe Montana, or become a John Elway, or become a Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. Then they become Drew Brees. Drew Brees was a dude playing back when he was over there in San Diego.
And if you look at, you brought up a guy like Warren Moon. If you look at the stats, he didn't play well his first couple of years in the NFL.
No,
he played in the CFL.
And he had records in the CFL. But when he came here, he broke a lot of dang records here.
And he struggled his first couple of years, but he was able to get on track. And I think the conversation with young quarterbacks, to bring it back to Bryce and also Penix, we have to extend that timeline.
Thank you. That's what we got to give them grace.
Look at Sam Darnold. Look at Baker Mayfield. Those guys have been in the league for approaching a decade. I mean, they were young guys, and they are just now hitting their stride. Geno Smith.
And just now hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Geno Smith hitting his stride.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is a lack of tolerance because of our industry, the money that you pay guys, it's that you want to see instantaneously.
That fifth-year option.
Boom. That's what you want to see. And I'm telling you, it doesn't work. To me, I don't think it works that way. I think you got to give the quarterback some time to develop and to grow within the system that they're in. They have to. If they don't, okay, all right, I get it. Give them some but we can't play this like, if we see you have a great game, Bryce, and we see you have a bad game, Bryce, well, what is it? Is that which one's the real Bryce? If you look over the history of time, Alabama, you go, oh, that's the real Bryce.
That's the real Bryce, yeah.
That's the real Bryce. That's it. He's just in the NFL where they are beasts and they are dogs, and these dudes do nothing but game plan all day long.
Right.
All right? So now he has to figure it out to be that Bryce against these great defensive coordinators and coaches to go ahead who says, okay, we're going to limit what Penix does. We're going to limit what Bryce does.
Every quarterback, look at Josh Allen, look at Jordan Love right now. They are in a slump. Sorry, Carlene, she's a Bills fan.
I agree. It's a slump.
It's a slump. Quarterbacks go through that.
Exactly.
Hard.
But who's not going to keep Josh Allen on the team? Who's going to kick Jordan Love off the team? I ain't kicking him off the team because guess what? I know what he can do.
Yeah.
I know. It's just that it's not fashionable because you want to see it every day. Look, let me just say this and make it. You know how hard it is to win a game in the National Football League? You think it's that easy?
No.
Dude, I played in some battles going against San Fran when I'm playing in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Going against Dallas. Just some dog fights, man, and just in their own division. Whether you play Detroit or you play Chicago, man, dude, it was like some battles up in that piece, man. And knowing that there's battles, you come out with a win or you don't come out with a win, and everybody like, oh man, you bum, dude. I'm still the same cat, regardless whether we win or lose. Yeah. And that's what I want to say to you, Bryce. Don't lose who you are in the midst of how fickle people can be and how a game can fluctuate back and forth because, dude, you're the same cat who went to Alabama and won a championship, dude. You that dude, man.
He's that dude. I used to work at a CBS affiliate, and I saw a lot of Bryce games. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some quick hitters on the other side of the break. Welcome back here on Panthers on the Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers preview. Now it's time to get to some quick hitters. You ready, Eugene? You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Quick hit? Okay, all right. So, we had that loss against the Saints. Is it a sign of a trouble or a sign of just a team just still immature?
A team that's growing, that's trying to grow in maturity, as you just put.
Yeah.
And then, Bryce, I need you to do well. I need you to be that cat because people are going to take away Rico Dotto. They're going to get 8-man front. And now they're going to say, Bryce Young, beat us. You got to beat him.
X Factor against the Falcons. A guy, I'll throw out one for you. Nick Scourton. He had a great game against the Saints. He's been playing consistent all well. Called out his teammates in a good way. But X Factor for you.
X Factor for me is going to be the defensive line.
Oh, okay.
They have to go ahead and get penetration on Eugene Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have penetration. Mm-hmm. And here it is. No missed tackles. All right, no missed tackles. When Merrick and Scott come down to go ahead and help, you got to tackle by committee and no missed tackles because a missed tackle with that man back there can hurt you severely. So I think it's predicated on that defensive front, and I'm gonna put it on Coach Gerald. Coach, you gotta have a scheme to go ahead and take away these Falcons. And Eugene Robinson is no joke. And then my last guys got to tackle, no missed tackles.
Okay.
No missed tackles.
We talked about it earlier in the show. We talked about the wide receiver room. How do the Panthers make sure a guy like Jalen Coker is getting the touches, is having a bigger role in the offense? Because we made a big to-do about Jalen Coker in the offseason now.
It starts in practice. And when the coach puts his script together of who he wants to highlight. You know, there's been an emphasis with T-Mac, as it should be, all right? And then there's been an emphasis on Leggett early in the season. Now, I would bet that emphasis is going to shift to sharing the load from between Jalen Coker and maybe Jimmy Horn. That's what I kind of think in my head, that when I think about that, because you're going to have to take pressure off of T-Mac. Because they can take away T-Mac. And they're going to do that. Then who's going to have to come up? It has to be by committee. It just can't be Coker, and it can't just be Jimmy Horn. And let me just say this to you, Coach Canales, I would love for you to go ahead and send Jimmy Horn down the field on go routes at least 4 or 5 times a game, this game, because you will make sure you keep the defense honest. They'll have to go ahead and cover it with 2 people, a corner and a free safety.
Because he's going to get open. I mean,
he's that fast.
He's
like Ted Ginn. He's just that fast.
He's just that fast. Before we get out of here, message to the squad, man. After a tough loss at home at that, and then you got to go to Atlanta, man. You over there by Magic City, man.
Dude, it's a divisional game. Okay, this is a divisional game, and here it is. Well, I'm in that locker room. I'm saying, hey, dude, they don't care about our record. They don't care about what we floundered. They don't care. All they know is that we're gonna come in their place and try to beat them, and they're gonna say no, not today, not on their watch. Well, you got to go in there and take it from them because they ain't gonna give it to you. They're not gonna give it to you. So here it is. I hope you licking your wounds about that you got embarrassed by the Saints, all right? And I hope you remember that you got embarrassed by the Saints. That when you go to this divisional round, that you won't get embarrassed by the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, what a pass at, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to
I'm ready to go too, dog.
Man. I'm ready.
Dude, I'll give you a third down.
Come on.
I'll give you a third down. I might give you a goal line.
Hey.
Watch out now. Don't let me hit nobody.
Just know we got one of the 50 greatest players right here on this show, Eugene Robinson. Eugene Robinson, thank you for your time. As always, the Ball Brothers Panthers preview, and thank you for tuning in each Thursday. We'll be back next week.
Oh, got to give a shout out to C. She's behind the scenes, but got to give a shout out.
Thank
Carlene.
You,
that's
Carlene.
Thank you. I'm here.
Carlene is here. I'm sorry, Carlene.
It's okay.
That's
all
all right.
Eugene's got me.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. I got you too. And we got y'all. We'll be back here next week on Panthers on the Plus.